What's going on, guys, and welcome back to typically the most hyped and viewed video of every patch, and that is the first look at every single balance change coming to the game to end year one in 2025. And you know, you'll have to see if you get a happy holidays. No naughty and nice, but we do have the buff and nerf list for what could be your main going to shambles. Last patch, it was all buffs. Let's jump into our first look at everything changing. Okay, so we kick off, guys, 5.5. We know last season was the let's try this out, no nerfs for anybody, let's just give everybody buffs and see what happens, and that song and dance is over. We're going to start with the Vanguards. We're back to the nerfs and buffs, and we actually start out with a nerf, but also kind of a buff, right? We talked about this in the Dev Vision. Emma Frost, White Queen, still the best Vanguard in the game, probably, right? Just so freaking stupid good. It's great. I mean, I could go on about Emma Frost just being the final boss in this game. But they are going to be giving her a bit of an HP nerf because they're removing her team up as the anchor bonus. She loses 100 health from that, but now she'll be gaining 50 health just as a small compensation. But don't forget, she's getting a brand new team up ability that you have to be with Luna Snow, which is out of the meta, but oh, just wait. So with that, guys, that new team up ability, you can use it on the offense to go into diamond form, kick people against the wall, or defensively and use it to, you know, protect your team from projectiles, whatever. In my opinion, definitely gonna just still probably be a buff. That's a very good team up. Luna Snow, we'll see if that kind of pairing is gonna happen often. But yes, Emma Frost losing a bit of health. Now, next up, I can't believe my eyes here, but Peni Parker is getting a nerf, not a buff. I believe this does break the streak of almost a full year of patch notes where Peni Parker gets something to continue just buffing her and trying to make her more relevant. She's obviously very good in low elo. Still kind of what she's always been, no matter what, going all the way back to like season 1 in high elo, but they are going to give her a bit of a downgrade. Too much of just an absolute demon there in the low elo ranks. 750 health is going down to 700. Not going to change too much, but is at least going to make her a bit easier to kill on what you're playing down there in the good old gold, plat, whatever ranks. Peni Parker getting a nerf. On that note too, it's tough, right? Like tanks and Vanguards like Penny and Thor and Thing, like they can keep getting buffs, but the issue still remains. They just don't do well in like long distance fight, mid distance, in short distance, depending on the hero. They have to do well on all of the phases to really fit in, right? Because at the end of the day, if they don't, there's just a hero that does the job better. We're getting more and more heroes, and so why use them when you can use, you know, one of the more meta options? And so I'm all about, you know, niches and really working a hero into where they fit well in. But we'll have to see if they can continue to do that as we go into 2026 and even get more Vanguards into the game. Rogue maybe changes that. But either way, we move on to Grim, the Thing, a hero that they, you know, they're just trying to find out what they want him to be. Do they want him to be the boxer? Do they want him to, you know, be the stone of survivability that he was for a while? He's kind of in a weird position because right now, if you play a lot, you're not seeing a lot of Grim, and that's mainly because he is great at throwing those haymakers, right? Domination, you know, getting the push kind of late into a match. He's awesome there because you're just fist, you know, I'll just say something crazy. You're just throwing haymakers, we'll just put it that way, right into the face of people, and you're not trying to, you know, engage on a long distance. You know, a great example of this is, let's say you go to Midtown and you're trying to capture on that long street. You're going to have so many heroes just pick you apart on your way to them, and he doesn't have a lot of ways to protect himself and close that distance, right? So let's see what they're trying to do here. Grim's punches hit harder and his crowd control lasts longer. It's clobbering time. We'll have to see. I'm not sold. Okay, so increased stone haymakers bonus damage equal to enemies max health. They just added that. That's going to go from 8% up to 10%. Still going to be able to be there for that anti-dive and kind of be that Vanguard Slayer in some situations. It's kind of fun to play. We'll give him that. And then increase the duration of his lingering anti-mobility field after Yancey Street Charge. Oh, from 3 seconds to 5 seconds. So this is one of those we'll have to kind of just see how it works in the flow of the game. I don't see this changing him dramatically. I think it just makes him better at what he's doing right now in his niche. But it's not going to give him like more survivability for those fights. So I don't think this drastically changes him. Maybe it does, but to say it's clobbering time, I think is a bit of a stretch. Like really, in a lot of these games, you have like these release valves or whatever, where you have certain things that counter other things and keep them in check, right? And the thing is great at that for anti-dive, and they're leaning into that. And so, you know, you've got that. He can continue to throw the punches on the cap that's just diving the living hell out of your strategist. But let's move on. God of Thunder. Man, Thor is an enigma in this game. I feel like at this point, guys, like, it's almost like he's a duelist, but not. But okay, Thor in the right hands, he can do some work. But like, do you guys remember, like, and maybe, I don't know, maybe you do this now, but like, you get a car that's like 30, 20 years old, but then you go to like AutoZone. You guys have AutoZone? And you go and you buy like a steering wheel cover and some like covers for your seat. You know, you try to dress it up, but it's still like a 2001 Kia. I don't know. I have nothing wrong with Kias. Either way, the car's still the car. Thor is still Thor in a lot of situations. But let's read the changes. So Thor is going to take some lessons from his battles against zombies. Oh, okay. So during Storm Surge, him twisting up the hammer, the mobility, instead of being unable to change direction of movement, Thor can now freely adjust while dashing and move in any direction. That is awesome. He can, like, they lean into this kind of like peeling, like really aggressive bully, and I like it. I think he's a perfect low to mid elo, you know, tank, and can be great even in certain situations, as I pointed out. I like that all these changes are not just number increases. I'm all about just trying to add in extra splash or flavor into the kit rather than just boosting up Awaken's damage, whatever it is, right? So I'm all for this. We'll see how this kind of works, but man, that's actually a big change in his mobility, like massively. So we'll have to see how that kind of works in practice. Can't wait to see that. Not only on the side-by-side, but just in live games. So there you have it. We've got some nerfs to the Vanguards, and a lot of the buffs are going to the ones that didn't get included in that mega buff Oprah Winfrey patch that we just had in Season 5. But let's move on to the Duelists. Now, Duelists, we go to our next hero, kind of like Thor, kind of in the same realm of just getting these buffs like time and time again. It's Blade. And I just talked about Blade in my video where I was kind of talking about heroes that I want to see come in 2026. Really fun video if you guys haven't seen it. But with that, I was talking about, I believe it was Nightcrawler. I forgot who it was. Sword users in general are so awesome. You know, like Deadpool, for example, just gonna be crazy if he does end up coming as that tease character that we've seen in Season 6. But like, I feel like Blade does a really good job at looking badass and feeling badass, but not being badass. So I really don't know if these changes are going to help with that. Couple combos are nice. You know, I've definitely got my stuff rocked by 1,000 cuts when I'm in a Groot ult or whatever. You can do that with a lot of heroes. But the Daywalker slightly sharpens his edge. Increase Ancestral Sword single hit damage from 24 to 26, and the Whirlwind Slash single damage from 15 to 16. On top of that, his Bloodline Awakening reduced healing, so he's going to be, it was a 35% penalty to his healing, now is only 25%. So a couple of good buffs to the hero. With Blade, especially how fast everything goes, the side-by-side comparison, which I don't know if I should keep doing those. You know, at first they were the ones that you guys went to the most, and now I'm not sure. The last couple ones haven't done as well, but I think it's always good to look at, especially heroes like Blade, against someone like Groot, just how fast that time to kill increases, and we'll see what these numbers do for Blade. Hopefully it does make him a bit spicier. All I got to do is point out, love the sword damage increase. I don't want to play Shotgun Man. I want to play freaking Blade. And this has us playing the Daywalker a bit better. Next up, Matt Murdock, Daredevil. The man without fear loses a bit of his grit. Okay, what are they doing? A lot of people hate Daredevil. Pretty much insta-ban all over the place. Just by far the best DPS in the game. Remove the team-up anchor. 25 bonus health. That is all. Okay. So I believe he gets like a 5% damage bonus, and he gets this bonus health. Now it's going to be a little bit easier to kill. Everything else is going to stay the same. Is this going to slow down Daredevil massively? I don't think so. Daredevil's still absolutely correct as that blind lawyer, but at least it's going to be slightly easier to pick off as he's flanking and just deleting your backline. Maybe next patch. Okay, Human Torch getting some love. Love to see this. Johnny Storm slightly turns up the heat now, and Fire Cluster is going to be getting itself a buff, it looks like. Increased single cast projectile damage from 5 to 5.5. That number has kind of gone back and forth a couple of times. I believe it went all the way up to 6 in Season 2.5. They nerfed it down to 5, so we're now at 5.5, which is a massive upgrade. You got a lot of pellets coming out. You know, I think they're making him a bit more of that. Yeah, definitely. You can look at the next line. Another nerf to adjust maximum fall off from 60% at 30 to 60 at 20. So he's meant to be kind of that up close shotgun flyer. Every single flyer has their own purpose in the game. I think it's actually something really beautiful about this, about Rivals. And they want him to be that up close and in your face flyer. Human Torch doing more of that. Blazing Blast. Reduce single charge speed from 3 seconds to 2.5 seconds. So we're going to be getting those a bit easier to set up the firewalls. Love that. And a whole lot more you can do with that. They took some nerfs to that pretty recently. So to get that back will be nice. And increase the hit damage from 40% to 45%. Not bad. I think overall he does kind of get a couple of nerfs, you know, thrown in there. And I think they're still trying to find the true identity of Human Torch. Because for a while, it was just do the melee cancel, be impossible to hit. I mean, we'll see if it does it, right? He seems a lot more scary up close. I mean, it's tough to get very up close and personal in a lot of these fights, but they are trying to give him that identity. I mean, he's kind of, man, Torch has gone all over the place since his release. He was like he was a Charizard man, crazy, and then, you know, got tamed down to like a Charmander for a while. And maybe we're in like the second Charmeleon, somewhere in there. I don't know why I'm using Pokemon for an example, but we'll see kind of where he lands now in the meta. Now, speaking of fire, we go on to Phoenix, Jean Grey, who I still think is underrated at this point. Jean Grey, very good hero. You know, she went from being absolutely cracked to very good, and she's kind of still there. Jean Grey, her fiery spirit gets a slight summon boost during In-Song Inferno. Fun fact, I know every ult's name because I have to as a caster and a host, but this will be getting an increased health in the Phoenix from 400 to 500. Wow, so 100 health extra on that Phoenix, and a lot of the time, especially just in regular rank play, the Phoenix lands, right? In high rank play, pro play, a lot of focus goes to shooting that thing down. It becomes that much harder to take from the sky. This ult is so slept on. Combo this thing, throw it into a storm, you know, Jeff NATO. There's so many things you can use this for to really get the best bang for buck. Love to see it. All right, next up we go to Psylocke, who, fun fact, was like in 3 of my rival recaps as my most played by a long shot. Get a nerf. Not only does she lose mental projection with Emma Frost, she does gain a new team up with Cloak and Dagger. We're going to have to really see the damage numbers, and if you can pull off crazy combos, maybe it's better. But that other one was pretty damn good, and I don't know, Emma Frost was kind of played all the time, but was banned all the time. So maybe a good trade-off for Psylocke. Either way, her ultimate, Dance of the Butterfly, Dance execution, was batshit crazy. I mean, you could easily just nuke a team with this thing now. They buffed up the damage numbers, making it very hard to counter. And they kind of like got rid of a lot of her burst potential, and then they made her ult better, and now she's not getting anything to compensate. Maybe the team up, they're just going to increase this thing by like 21%, so a lot longer on the charge, but it still has just as much damage. I think this is a healthy change. Psylocke, love to play her, but that ult is disgusting. But also, I don't know. I want to hold my tongue until the team up, kind of see how that works. Let's move on. Got a couple more duelists left, guys. Scarlet Witch. And I'm already going to guess this is just going to be everything to make her a little bit better, but still not great because she can't be too good because of the way she plays. Either way, let's take a look. Wanda's Chaos Magic is more explosive. Increase the charge of her right-click burst with her main primary Suction Beam from 0.08 to 0.1. So going to be a little bit easier to get those right clicks or that alt fire as you continue to suck down people's health. Going to be kind of a nice change. Increase Dark Seal projectile speed from 40 meters per second to 60. That's much faster for that quick stun. And remove spell field generation delay. Okay, so that thing should be... that I gotta tell you, not only one of the most annoying audio cues in the game, man. It's gonna get that much faster, gonna be a little bit better. We'll have to see how that works with its generation delay as well, but I don't hate it. And then Reality Eraser. This thing is a Spirit Bomb, a Final Flat, you name it. They've continued to try to make this thing more scary. It's scary enough. It blows everyone to hell. But that suction speed is going to go from 2.4 meters per second to 3. Okay. Probably going to be a nothing burger, but maybe it just sucks people right to hell. And then lastly, Frank Castle, the Punisher, is going to get a little more firepower. Watch your 6. Yeah, quite literally a little. They're increasing a junction, his main assault rifle. His damage per hit is going to go from 19 to 20. Now, look out. Now, this is just like... who did I just quote this on? This is just like Blade, right? I want to see if this is going to help time to kill on Vanguard, certain heroes, right, with headshots. There's a lot of ways that just 1 damage can really buff up what this thing can do. Always nice, though, to get some buffs for the Punisher. You know, I think when he lost his team up, he lost a lot of damage in the ult in some other ways. Got a little bit better from certain meters and distance. I think his shotgun got a lot better. But now that assault rifle going to do a little bit more damage. So nothing too crazy to end 2025 in the duelist department. Let's check out the strategists. Now, as you guys know, just like the Vanguards, a lot of strategists. Freaking Sue Storm got way better in the last patch. Some were left behind. Let's see what we got. Now, Gambit, the newest hero in the game. Increased energy cost of Raging Royal Flush. Gambit never folds. But 4,300 is going to go to 4,500. I feel like that's definitely appropriate. That thing absolutely... I feel like I'm hearing that ult line every 15 seconds. They're going to make it a little bit more to charge up. Goes without being said, Gambit is an absolute freaking insane strategist. Going to continue to be that, especially with Ro coming to the game. Invisible Woman, nothing too crazy, just getting a little bit more to the ult charge as well. So Invisible Boundary is going to be a tad bit longer to charge up. All right, now Loki got a little bit of love last patch, but really didn't do much for the hero. I think in top rank play, he's very good. Everywhere else, just too much effort. The Trickster's God's illusions are even more potent. Ooh, okay. Increased damage, healing, and ratio of Loki's doppelgangers from 80% to 90%. We are making our way back to OG Loki, and I am here for it. I think my most played hero in all the seasons in Rivals was Loki. Played so much of this guy on release and continuing on. And then, yeah, I kind of stopped playing him, man. The hot days were over for a while, but Loki is gonna be that much more threatening again with those clones. Where you place them, I love the metagame of that, man. This guy can be so much fun to really play on pretty much every single map, especially like Shin Shibuya. I feel like, man, I love Shin Shibuya, and I never see it because I don't play a lot of quick play anymore. I don't know why I'm on that tangent, but I made a video like where all these clones should go and brought me back. Anyway, Loki, I think that's going to be a nice change. Definitely going to feel a lot better, both healing and damage. Luna Snow. Oh my God. Here we go, guys. I mean, you can't make it up. It's like, this reminds me, before I even read what this is going to be, it's like the SpongeBob meme. I'll just play it.
If you can't do the time, don't do the crime. Okay, time's up.
It's that right there. It's like, all right, you go. You're nerfed. See, we hate her too. Just kidding. Time's up. Come out here. Let's see what happens. Luna cool down her foes even faster and gets a brand new ability. She is an MMO character. This is a WoW hero with 500 abilities at this point. She's never beating the allegations, is she? I mean, at least they're honest. God, I hate it. Okay. I play a lot of... I mean, I've played a lot of Luna. And I feel like she's in not the best spot right now, so it does make sense. Okay, so reduce absolute zero start time, her freeze, and increase projectile speed from 60 to 80. Oh my God. So kind of her, you know, protect from dive, and there's a lot of reasons, you know, her freeze is a great part of her kit. It's going to be that much faster to shoot out and just that much faster to hit the opponent, right? So kind of good in the mid-range fight as well if you don't want to save it for divers or you're not playing them. Definitely going to feel nice. Let's read what this new ability is. So Luna can now apply Idol Aura to herself. Oh my God, this is like Invisible Woman. Separate from Share the Stage. Yeah, so when she already puts this out, she gets healing from it. So this is a new ability? Hold on. This is a little confusing just by the way it's worded. Okay, so she can apply the Idol Aura, right? That's the thing you throw on your Iron Man and they go off at the snowflake, right? But it's separate from Share the Stage. I think this is just different in general, but you can put it on yourself now if you don't want to if you don't want to put it on an ally or you don't have an ally near you. And then when this is active, 10% of healing to allies is converted into healing for Luna, which is okay. We know that. And she's going to gain a 10% healing boost and damage boost now. That's crazy. So it's just for her though, and she gains it. Okay, this seems really good. It reads funny. I'm having like an aneurysm just trying to process what this is saying. But either way, man, just getting that damage boost and the healing. Oh God, I hate to say it, but somehow Luna Snow has returned. Moving on, Rocket Raccoon. His ultimate takes a little more juice to fire off. Increase the energy of Sia from 4,000 to 4,300. So all of these strategists that got a lot of love last patch are going to be tamed down a bit in their ult charge. Luna going to get buffed up, Loki as well. And there it is, guys. We in on Ultron. Thank God, the forgotten child, the absolute sinking at the bottom of the ocean as the skeleton, Ultron, once reigning supreme, absolutely. Anything but the age of this guy. Ultron's battlefield coverage and utility are evolving. So his imperative patch can now deploy up to 2 drones. Whoa! Hello, allowing support for 2 allies at once. That's awesome. My God, that's a huge change. What the hell? Imperative firewall now requires a target with imperative patch to use. So you have to have a drone, it sounds like. After use, Ultron gains 65 bonus health. That was already a thing. The target and nearby allies get 50 bonus health. Okay, so a lot of this is the same. Plus, the selected ally gains 20% movement speed. What the? And 10% damage boost. I like it. Okay. Very different. Still, you're doing a lot, right? Compared to what some of these heroes have to do, like Sue Storm, to get, you know, way more. Kind of like having a little bit of Mantis utility. We'll have to see just how much 2 drones can really help out. Throw it on a flanker, maybe the main one, or just get them both right there with the main kind of team going down the middle. This is probably going to do it. This might actually make Ultron not complete ass. We'll have to see kind of how this works out in play, especially with the firewall needing to have a target. But the firewall's better. 2 drones is awesome. In return, his Rage of Ultron is going to go up from 3,700 up to 4,000. W-Fix, guys. I mean, if Luna is their favorite child, Ultron is absolutely the Harry Potter locked, like, under the staircase, hated by everybody. Comes out for dinner only, maybe, if they're good. Ultron getting a buff. We'll see if this truly makes him back. You know, we'll see if he's a heal bot now, because this looks good. So there you guys have it. That is going to be all the buffs and nerfs season 5.5. What did they get right? What do they need to add to make your main continue to be great? What did they miss out? And as always, guys, you know, just as a free way to say thank you to continue to bring this content. It's the holiday season, damn it. Press the subscribe button down below. Trying to get to 150,000 subs by the end of the year. But excited for this. Let me know if we should do the side-by-side as well, if I should skip it, spend that time on other videos. A lot of good stuff cooking up here. Some cool announcements coming up. Anyway, guys, good luck out there. We'll see you in the next video pretty soon. Until the next one, happy rivaling.